Hi, my name is Kelly Miller. I live here in Newport News, and I'm a patient here at the Orthopedic and Spine Center. I've been a chronic pain patient since April 1st of 2004. I just kind of went down with some discs out in my back and some nerves, and I really wasn't sure what was going on. I went to the doctor and was sent to pain management and diagnosed with fibromyalgia at the time. So I did the therapies, took the medications, and I just wasn't, I'd get a little bit better and then I'd go down again, get a little bit better and go down again. After 10 years, I met a gastroenterologist in Port Warwick who did some scopes on me and found out that I had celiac disease, and I had been suffering from malnutrition for quite some time. I weighed about 85 pounds. And immediately we changed my diet and got off the gluten, got off of processed foods. Within a year, I was thinking a lot better, I was doing a lot better. I was at the Shenandoah River getting ready to go rafting. I was really feeling good about myself and my progress when I fell and broke my shoulder. That's what brought me to the Orthopedic and Spine Center. I also had broken a foot, broken my hand a couple of times. So Dr. Coleman sent me to the MRI guy, and they could see that my bones had really thinned over the years, probably from malnutrition, and I began taking bone infusions, which I'm currently doing now. And I also began mindfulness training and meditation with Dr. Robinson. And since then, everything's going my way. Pain impacted my life a lot. It impacted my social life. I worked all the time. I was very active. I had gardens, I had animals, I had 3 children, I had a sailboat, I had chickens. I just played all the time. I danced, the hip-hop school. And after the chronic pain and illness, I was at home all the time, by myself most of the time, and wasn't really sure who I was anymore. Does that make sense? That's how it really impacted me at first. And then when I was no longer able to go back to work, I did lose my home. I did lose my job. I learned about social services. I learned about all the resources in the community. People in the schools helped me with my children. People helped me to feed my children and put a roof over our head. I mean, our community is amazing. It is amazing. It also impacted me emotionally, cognitively. After a while, kind of let society get to me. Society makes us think that our value is in our job and the money that, or maybe we just think society thinks, but that's the way I was thinking. So I would beat myself up a lot for not being what I thought I should be, not doing, working and doing all that. It was a big slice of humble pie. But it also showed me that there are so many people in the community. The world is a great place. I never went hungry. I never went without health care. Everything is worked out. I mean, there's resources in our community. With a good attitude, you can get through chronic pain and illness. And the thing is, whoever said we aren't so special that we can't get sick? Life still goes on, you know? We're made of the stuff of the stars, and we're that special. But we're not so special that we're not going to go through challenges in life. And mine just happened to be in my body. And faster we learn skills and tools to deal with that in a positive way and change our old ideas and replace them with new ideas, the faster our life goes on in a more normal, productive way. There are privilege to living with chronic pain and illness. You get to do what you want sometimes. You can spend more time on yourself, and you can spend more time with your friends. You have a lot of bad days, but on those good days, there are many privileges. You can read and learn and be creative. Like, it's not such a bad thing having chronic pain and illness. It grows you. The first treatments that I tried was a chiropractor. After 3 visits to the chiropractor, my arms and legs I couldn't control them anymore, and I crawled into Riverside Hospital, where they shot me with medication to calm me down. That happened a few times while I was getting appointments together for a bone doctor who had discs were out. So after that I went through 8 rounds of therapy, physical therapy, when they told me, this is the part we really hate about our job, when we have to tell you that you're not going to get to run and play with your kids anymore. And I said, you don't know me. I will come back in here someday dancing with chocolates. A couple months ago I did that. So I left therapy, took a break from the therapy for a while, and I wasn't getting better. So I kind of doctor hopped, I'll be honest. I did what they call doctor hopping, because I wasn't sure that my diagnosis was right. I just kept saying, are you sure I'm not dying? And they'd say, we're sure you're not dying, but you're going to live this way the rest of your life. And I just didn't feel like that was it. And maybe I was obsessed, and maybe I was a little self-pitying, and maybe I had shame and guilt and just was looking for that fix. But whatever that oomph and drive was, I'm glad I kept it, because eventually I did come across many good doctors, many good therapists who have helped me. And today I do walk, and today I accomplish things, and because I kept trying. You can never stop trying new things when you have chronic pain and illness. Even if you know your diagnosis, you know what's wrong. Never stop trying new things. Every person you meet, every doctor, every new tool you put in your box is a win-win. I felt isolated for a long time. I was used to a very active life with people just in my life constantly, and I had a lot of parties. I was a great hostess, and we'd have ponies in the yard and everything. I just really loved people, and I had so many friends in the neighborhood, and I was very, very isolated. When you can't go to work anymore, everybody you know gets up and goes to work and goes to school, and you're at home. Your world gets a lot smaller, and as you lose things, the quality of people in your life, the quality of your life can go down some if you don't be careful and keep yourself networked with the right support in the community. Chronic pain impacted me psychologically at times in a really bad way. I'll be honest and say, before we found out about the gluten allergy, I couldn't even take myself to the doctor anymore. There was a counselor that came to my house a couple times a week and worked with me. I couldn't finish schooling anymore. I just couldn't think straight anymore. I was in so much pain. I was so exhausted. I could not think and communicate anymore. And my children would say, well, she's only half crazy, in a good way. But, you know, they were trying to be nice. You can't think very well when you're in a lot of pain. And over time, if you don't have the right network in your life and support, you can start being your worst enemy. You'll catch yourself telling yourself, you should be doing better, and I wish I was doing better. And those are not helpful things at all. You don't be your worst enemy. You need to love yourself the most. And it just all you have all these things in your head you want to do, you wish you could do, and your body won't go with you, and it's very frustrating. And that's how it affects you cognitively. It affects your relationships. You can't communicate to people how you feel if they aren't going through this, they can't understand. At first it impacted me in a pretty harsh way. Friends come around for about 6 months when you get sick, but after a while, you know, they're not going to really slow down for you. That's how I felt. Like, no one's really wants to slow down at my pace. I might be able to go out for a half an hour or an hour and get back home and rest at the time. And everyone wants to go out all day long to the beach and a restaurant, and those were things I just couldn't do anymore. So I found myself by myself a lot. Yeah, once I got stronger and I could walk again and get outside in the community, like, I started talking with all the neighbors, and I literally had neighbors who said the children said that they had a mom, but we never saw her, we didn't believe them. And they said, and now that we met you, we're so glad to meet you. And I didn't realize how isolated I was until people started saying so. And at first, I realized I had become timid, a little mousy. Being isolated with chronic pain and illness really made a big impact on changed my whole personality, my whole being. I was a whole different person. And doing the mindful program helped me with that too, because now I'm stepping out of that zone I got comfortable in and getting back to the old me again, the productive me again. I feel like everyone in my life understands more what it's like to live with chronic pain now, because most of the people that are in my life now are supporting all the things that I'm doing. I have really good friends. I got my peeps. And they do understand. I'm also better at communicating to them how I feel. If I'm not feeling like I can keep up and I don't go with friends, I communicate in a better way now, instead of just not answer. I would not answer the phone, or I don't want you to come over, I don't want you to see me sad. And now I'm just so open and transparent, and it's a better communication that way, and everyone's so much more understanding. And now I get, oh, that's okay, we understand that you have other commitments or that you're not feeling well. And before, they might feel a little resentful or like I was ignoring them. Or I would like other people to know that life is not over when you have chronic pain and illness. You just need to make some change. Don't go on thinking that I've got to keep living normal. When people live with chronic pain and illness, things have to change. That's what I would like people to know. There's a new normal, and you really need to spend a lot of time selfishly taking care of yourself. A lot of us don't. We feel like we shouldn't do that. When people are living with chronic pain, you need to selfishly take care of yourself. And if you have friends living with chronic pain, check on them every once in a while. A lot of times we don't want people to see us in our bad days because it makes people sad. And then another thing, they pity us. Oh, like, we don't want to be pitied. We don't want to be the victim. We're just like everybody else. This just happens to come along with us. And don't do everything for us. When we live with chronic pain and illness, it's easier for our loved ones to just, oh, you sit here and we'll take care of this real quick for you. One of the most important things for me that my children did for me was they would let me put clothes in the washer, and then they would take them out and put them in the dryer, and then they would take them out and I could fold them. And then they would put the coffee pot next to the sink so I could squirt the water in, because I couldn't even lift a pot of coffee or a gallon of milk. But you want to be independent and do things for yourself. So even if your family member is living like that, do things to help them accomplish things and be a productive member of the family. Don't just try to do everything really fast. And that would be my #1 tip for people who are living with other people who live with illness, is don't do everything for them. Help them help themselves. That's the biggest gift you can give them. I learned that I was a pretty controlling person, kind of a matriarch type. I was a fixer. I knew what was good for everybody, and I sure let them know. And chronic pain and illness has really made me a better person, a more understanding person of other people. I can see the value in every human being now, and I can love and have compassion for everyone. And it also taught me boundaries. I have boundaries now because I know what I need to do first. Take care of me, and then fill myself up, keep my wick trimmed, then I can give to others and allow others maybe problems or something into my life, but take care of myself first. The most effective treatment I've had in 14 years was meeting Dr. Robinson and learning mindful meditation for chronic pain management. That's the most effective tool. Only good has come from it. No side effects in the brain, you know, nothing. Like, I have a clearer head, I have better relationships, I'm happier, I'm more productive, I'm aware of right this minute, and I'm enjoying right this minute. I'm not living in yesterday, I'm not living in tomorrow, I'm living right now today, and that's the best treatment ever. I really want everyone to come here and meet Dr. Robinson. He will change your life.